Why do they do this to me? Right? Cut, tuck and fold, tatty twinkles, frocks and florals. Oh, my word. Right. It's a collection, a beautiful collection. There's 19 stamps, 3 embossing folders as well, and I'm not going to hang around. Let's get straight over to Toni, say good morning, and have a quick talk around this incredible product, which is literally going to go within the first 5 or 10 minutes. Morning, Toni.
Good morning, my bestie. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. It's lovely to see you. I wish you were here, but it's still lovely to see you.
Oh, thank you so much, Martin. I'm just going to dive in, like you said. Shall we just dive in?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Let's do it, because there's no messing around when you're on with Martin. So, let's have a quick look at what's in this fabulous bundle. So, 2 A5 stamps, there isn't many left. So, if you were sitting on the fence, maybe you might want to invest now because there isn't many left. So, stay wonderful, just be you, and it's that 2-part lamination stamp that gives you this beautiful artistic feel. So if you're into the artistic cards that make you look way better than you actually are, you've come to the right place. So this one has the lily floral in the gown, and the second one has the peony on there. And it is as simple as it absolutely looks. 2 stamps, gets that texture, the layers, the dimension. It really does look like I've picked up a brush. So you get both of these are A5. You also get 3 A6 embossing folders, which is going to complement these gowns, so they'll work as a backdrop, they'll work in the base of the gown to accent, and they're workhorses independently. So this one, they're all 3 are A6, and this is like a floral cluster, and Martin will be able to show you the samples in a short while, but the samples for these are incredible, so deep with the etched detail in there, up to 7 layers. So you have like this bouquet. Then you have a wonderful magnolia, which is A6. We've done something very similar to this. You love the magnolias. So here is your magnolia. And again, it works beautifully down the base of the gown. And then we have your daisies, which are just creeping in from the edge. So you can see all of that texture, all of the layers, and all of that wonderful dimension in there. Let me just show you, when you do the 2-part combination stamp, these are the looks that you're going to get. Super wonderful. I didn't have to go to art school to understand light and shade on these. They absolutely did it themselves. We don't have to tell anybody. Look at these 2 stamps to get this texture, these layers, this dimension, and the whole bundle is super affordable as well. So if you do love lamination and you are a collector of lamination, this might be a great starting point if you've never had lamination before, because we have over 100 designs. We did start them 10 years ago. Martin will tell you it's what put us on the map. They are absolutely wonderful.
They are indeed. They are indeed. And I have to say, you're going to have to be very quick to get your hands on them. They are... Toni was talking about the embossing folders, and you'll see those down at the bottom. Now, if the stamps and the embossing folders sell out as one bundle, you are going to be able to get the embossing folders on their own. When I came round into the studio this morning and looked at this one, I thought it was some sort of like artwork. The depth on that is just fantastic. It's not going to come across on TV, but it is absolutely stunning. But then again, Toni's embossing folders have always been, like she said, you know, just so many people want to get their hands on them. So your item number 229847, it's the Stamps by Me Dainty Floral HD A6 embossing folder trio if you want them on their own. Now that's what you can get when the stamps sell out as well. So at the moment you can get the stamps and the embossing folders, but they are going to sell out. So I think you'll have to excuse me because I came straight off the last show. But I think Toni's going to do a demo using the stamps before they sell, and then hopefully we'll work with the embossing folders after that. So let's go back to Toni for now.
Yes, absolutely. So I have an embossing folder and the stamp set. I'm not going to build a full demo, Martin, because it's probably going to go. But what I am going to do is show you quickly how they work. So all I'm doing here is I'm just cutting a piece of the wonderful paper that's also in the show with some other embossing folders. So I'll run the embossing folder through, I'll swipe it with some white to show you the depth and dimension, and then what we'll do is we'll show you the 2-part stamp very quickly before it goes. So I'm going to use a daisy one here, guys, and I have a darkish coloured piece of paper from the set that's also in the show. So let's grab our tool die cutting machine here. I'm using my little A6 machine. just because the embossing folders are A6, ladies and gentlemen, doesn't mean that you can't move the embossing folder around. If you've got a bigger machine, you can do the embossing folder wherever you want on your piece of card, okay? I'm just going to show it in its full entity. So when you get your embossing folders home, if you're brand new to them, you need to feel the rise and fall. And then when you identify the front, and the front has the recess, put a T or an F at the front, and then you'll always know which is the front. But honestly, I ink up both ways anyway, because I never get it quite right. So I'm just going to, let's just have a feel. Yep, I'm right. So I'm just going to get this coloured piece of cardstock here and pop it through. Now, when I run this through the machine, you are not going to see the detail until I swipe it with some colour for you. So let's just pop this one through. Super, super easy here. And if you only have a little bit of stash or you're starting out, these are a great, great starting point. Embossing folders are wonderful workhorses. They see through a ton of projects, and they also work so well with every other brand, every other wonderful brand that comes to creating craft too. So when you open it out, you can't really see it. You might see it a little bit, but there we go. Look at the detail in there. Now, you can sand it back if you want to, but let's just be a little bit more creative and show you how incredibly dimensional they are. So I'm just going to grab a white ink pad, and I'm just going to swipe, or should I say, I like to tap. So watch the design come to life here, guys, as soon as we hit it with this white ink pad. It's a lovely technique that I love to do here, so you can see it's coming to life there. So just lightly tap the detail, and this literally is a card in itself. I love cards that look absolutely fantastic, look dimensional, textured, layered, and literally, you've just seen me run that through, and I have something that looks more like mosaic, like plaster, onto a project there. Then here is one I did yesterday, which was on a lighter piece. You can see the detail in here. So all the ones that I'm showing you now are the ones that are in the kit with the stamps. So that's that one. So now we have the floral, and we do have a magnolia one as well that I did yesterday, and I'll just show you that one too. So here's the magnolia. All three of them are super, super beautiful. They are wonderful. So there is the magnolia, the blooms, and the daisy. These come within the set. Shall I dive straight into do a quick 2-layer stamp, Martin, just to quickly show?
Well, I don't know, to be honest. I think they might have sold out. Where do we stand, Laura?
Oh.
OK, they have sold out, but still do it quickly for those who've missed it, please, Toni.
I'll do it very quickly, Martin. Then if you want, I'll move on to one of our floral ones, which is still available. So let's just grab some white cardstock here. So a piece of white cardstock. Now, what I'm showing you here, ladies and gentlemen, the concept of 2 stamps works with all of the lamination range, okay? So all you need to decide is what colour are you going to use? What's the theme? What's the person's favourite colour? That sort of thing. So a piece of white card here. So we'll do the lily one for speed. And I'm just going to pop the solid portion onto this piece of white cardstock here. Now, yesterday we did an ombre gown. We did some resist techniques. We did some oxide techniques. For this one, though, I think we'll go for a multicoloured gown. Let's, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. We all need waking up, so I'm going crazy this morning with colour. So, bit of orange. And all I'm doing is I'm taking the corner of my ink pad and I'm just tapping the design in random places. Nothing fancy here. So, corner, corner, corner. That's in the orange. Then let's do some yellow. Corner, corner. And then let's grab a pink. And this is going to be like a rainbow gown. But the gowns are absolutely timeless. They work all year through. So I have some water here, and I'm just going to spray. I like to spray about twice. It is personal preference. Depends on what you're working on. So have a play around with them. When you pop it down, if you pop it down and you get lines, I haven't pressed on hard here, guys, you get lines like that, you need to add more water. I'm just going to add some more, because it all depends on what sort of cardstock you're using. So push, 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 get the colours to bleed. And then we're going to end up with something that looks very artistic. Already, she looks like she's got lines and texture in a gown there. But equally, yesterday we did a monochromatic gown as well. So let me just grab my gun here. Let's just quickly dry this off. And then we'll add the second layer and then we'll move on to some florals. I'll not spend too much time on this one. If you're thinking, well, it looks wonderful in the multicolour, here's one we did yesterday, which was the ombre. So purple into the pink with a 3D flower. We cut away the flower. Here is another one where we did the purple into the teal on there as well. And then let me just show you this one here where it's all one colour. If you're thinking I'm not into, and then you just sparkle that gown up, put a frame around. They do look like true masterpieces. So let's just get our second layer. And we'll just do it in black, for instance, on this one, just to show you the dimension. So I'm just going to pop that on there like so. And then we'll stamp this one in black. Now I am just going to clean my door because it's a little bit wet. I don't want my stamp not to stick, because if it's wet, it won't stick. So let's just clean our door here. And then let's just grab a black ink pad and we will get the detail. And this is where the wow factor happens. Now, the second part of the stamp, it can be used independently as well. So if you just want to use this second part for a real artistic feel, you can totally do that. Or just that piece with a sentiment in, it gives like a bit of an artistic flair. And if you want to add layers with your own splats, dimension, then of course you can do that too. And if you're wanting a little bit more elegance, wide, you can add some gold embossing. I'll just add a little bit more, make it a little bit darker. And then you're going to see. And there you go. Piece of artwork in itself. No classes, no understanding of textural layers or anything like that. Boom. Simple as that. One and done cards, I would say, Martin.
Fantastic. Toni, thank you very, very much. Right, everything's going really quickly again. What we're going to do, Toni, is we're going to do a quick recap, and then we're going to go down the counter, because guess what I've spotted down there? Two of my favourite products as well. Can't wait to show those. Right, so this is sold out now on the top. That's gone. That bundle of the fabulous frocks and florals has gone, and I'm not surprised. Absolutely phenomenal. But you can get the embossing folders as a single item, and there they are. And I'm sure, I was going to say, I'm sure Toni will be demoing them again, but they're limited stock as well. What is going on? 229847 if you want them, though. The dainty floral, high definition, A6 embossing folder trio. Right, so not a lot to show you. I've got 3 other products to show you. So let's go with these, Toni, because we've got some of your fantastic stamps on here. The first one is called Choose Happy. Hope your day is as amazing as you are, and be the reason somebody smiles today. My absolute mantra. Maybe.
Absolutely.
0418458854. Right, Toni, let's have a talk about this one.
Yeah, so basically lamination enables you as a crafter to look far better than you actually are. So picking up a brush can be totally scary. It can be a little bit overwhelming. Well, this is a shortcut to great watercolour cards. So you can see there, you would not be able to achieve that unless you'd sat and understood light and shade. You really wouldn't. So having that 2-part combination, all you need to worry about is what colour you are going to do it in. If you do it in red, you get a poinsettia. Pinks, you get the traditional rose, and so on and so forth. Swap out the layers. But if you're thinking, do you know what, I love the concept, but sometimes when I get my product home, I totally forget what the lady said or what the lady showed me to do, and she did some fantastic demos and I was so inspired. Well, when you get your product home, if you turn the packet over, you have a QR code. And that QR code is going to take you to over 1,450 videos, okay, of all of the products we've brought to you here at Create and Craft for the last 12 years. But do you know what? If you're not tech savvy, you don't want to use a camera. Maybe you're a little bit fearful to use all these apps and things like that in the current climate. Well, if you go above the barcode, I have now started putting codes above barcodes. All you need to do is put that code into my website and you'll be brought up with all of the information, all of the inspiration, and all of the detail to get all of that content as well. You don't have to get an app and get a camera. You have options now to get that inspiration.
Cool. Well, that's 041854, and I don't think you can see me, but you'll be pleased to know that I was pointing out the barcode as you spoke, Toni. So that's 041854, the lamination Choose Happy set, 1525. We're moving on to Wonderful Day. This one's next one's called. So there's the picture on the front. But let me actually show you the stamps because there's so much more to them than you see on the front. So, Toni, wonderful day.
Yes, so I'm going to demo this one, Martin. So basically, when you look at the stamps, it does look a little bit like, oh, what's going on there? But there is a guide as well. But these are not precision stamping, guys. They're not perfect. So if you try and line them up, you're going to be there all day. These are like the wetting wet technique you would achieve as a watercolourist, where you just add the colour. It's very forgiving and very understanding. You know, I absolutely love Altenew. They do the fantastic layering stamps. There isn't many I haven't got myself, but they're very precise, which is wonderful, and you get the most classic clean line design. These are the other end of the scale. These are very forgiving. If you like layers and texture, you can also do that. So now we have options, you know, to get those looks without the hard work. Crafting companies have come up with some fantastic ways to make you look far better than you actually are. And this is fantastic for wedding invites and things like that.
Yeah, I agree. Fantastic. So that's 824746. That's the Wonderful Day stamp set. And again, amazing price, wonderful price. Now, the next one is all about the dress. Let's have a quick look at that one. Okay, this one is limited stock, so just so you know, but this is Dress to Express, not Impress, Express. Really, really, really nice. So 462182, this one, but it is limited stock. So let's have a quick word on that one, Toni.
So this one is fantastic in the sense that you can't see the lady's face and it looks as if she's walking away. So this is for all ages. Very classic in design, and it's got a wonderful sentiment in there that I love. Life is not a dress rehearsal. It absolutely is not, guys. Live for every minute, live for every moment. Life is for total living. And again, all you need to do with this one is change out the colour of the gown and you have a totally different feel. The idea that I showed you with the multicoloured gown, you could do with this. So little to no effort for wow factor cards.
It is indeed another one that's absolutely stunning. I'm going to show everybody some pictures, Toni, and just give them some item numbers. And then I want to show you two of my favourite products as well. So also in the show, we have these, which is the Magical Place collection. So that's 3 3D folders and an 8x8 paper pad as well. Fantastic collection, that. Really, really pretty. And you get all three of them for $28.76. The next one. Now then, washi tape. It's good to see Toni does some washi tape. I've got some in the show for you. And it is the washi tape and the sentiment roll and coordinated plate die all together. Now, this is very clever because you have got everything you need here to make some fantastic sentiments for your cards, and ones that you probably wouldn't have if you had, you know, think of all the dies you'd have to buy to get just the words that you can see on your screen right now. But you've also got a die that goes over those to cut them out. So you've got this stash. Oh, there it is, you see. You've got this stash of sentiments to put on your cards. You would spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds to get all of those sentiments in die form. You don't need to. Toni's made it very, very easy for you. 090555, the item number. We also have another lamination stamp set for you as well, and it's this one. And it's new. You haven't seen this one. If you were watching last night, you wouldn't have seen this one. It's called the Craft Queen and What You Believe. So the Craft Queen collection. I know a few Craft Queens. And What You Believe as well is on there as well. Dan Bancroft's waving at me from the other side of the studio. So that's 832831, the item number, for $26.99. Love those two. But we're not finished yet. There is more. And the next one is the New Adventures. Absolutely adore the ship. And Celebrate and Create as well. So New Adventures got that fantastic sail ship on there for travelling. Everyone has two eyes, but no one has the same views. Love it. And then I love the boat on the second one as well. Beautiful. So great price as well. Don't miss out on those. Next up, we have an ornate frame. This is a bargain, but unfortunately it's limited stock. It's been very, very busy. The ornate frame die set, there's 4 dies in there for, wow, £5.29, something like that, £5.49 or something. Yeah, I had a stab at both of them and it was right in the middle, look, £5.39. 801 795. Right. So other things on the show, but there is nothing on this show that would make such a great, perfect Christmas present as the Eureka. One of the first and still one of the best stamping platforms from Stamps by Me, but it's more than a stamping platform. It's also just a brilliant, brilliant tool. Now then, this is a bundle, okay? In this bundle, you're going to get something that I considered cancelling a holiday to be here to launch. This baby here, the magnetic glass mat. I knew it was coming. Toni had told me. She asked if I would be doing the show. And then when she told me when it was, I was away on holiday. And I missed the launch of the magnetic glass mat. Well, you know I love a glass mat, so a magnetic glass mat just takes it to another level. So this is a really nice collection. If you don't have either of these, or the crafter you love doesn't have either of these, you've just found the perfect Christmas present. You seriously have. The Eureka is awesome. It comes with sort of extensions as well, so that you can put a scoring plate in it. You can do so much with this tool, but there's other things to come in the future as well, so bear that in mind. You're also getting a stamp set. It's called Sending Love, but of course you get the A3 size or bigger fabulous a magnetic glass mat, of course. Totally love it. I'll have a word on both of these from Toni, because obviously they're her products. I can only tell you how great I think they are, but she'll probably tell you why you should own them as well. But this is a Christmas present here right now. Do you agree, Toni?
I think it totally is, Martin. You're right. And the glass mat at the moment, £60 on its own. So it is a lovely, cute gift if you are thinking about buying something for a loved one at home. So the Eureka is the Eureka, 2017 launched, as you all know. It comes with scoreboard, envelope maker, box maker, all the tools, the kit, the caboodle, everything in there. It has the wonderful clutch bag. It comes with the score tool, the magnet and the paintbrush. And it also has, obviously, that clutch bag in there, but you can utilise it for so many things. It's stamped. It has the biggest stamping area, 9.5 by 9.5. It stamps onto 3 and 4 millimetre MDF. So if you're into your home decor, your tags and your door hangers and things like that, you have space to do that as well. So that's the Eureka in a nutshell. I would have to spend a full hour, and I have in the past spent a full hour talking about the Eureka. There is so much that you can do with it. But Eureka aside, that's going to get you going with your crafting. It's going to enable you to be a perfect stamper, scorer, card maker, workstation. It will never go in that bottom drawer. So that's the Eureka. Then we have your wonderful glass mat. Now, on there, I did see that the magnets don't have the silicone cover on there. So I'm just going to show you mine very quickly. So they come with a silicone cover on here. We had these purposely made because they didn't have silicone this size for that size magnet, because I wanted really strong magnets here, guys. So we had these made. We opened a mould for these. So what we did this for was, because magnets snap together, look. They snap and they catch your fingers. They can cause pinching and things like that. Whereas when they've got this silicone on there, it really does stop it. But you might ask yourself, why a magnetic glass mat? Well, glass mat is a given as a crafter. And if you start out like me, you start off with a small one because you don't know, you're not sure about crafts, so you start off with a small one. Then you realise you need like an A4 one. Then you realise you need like the next size up. And before you know it, you're at the biggest one. If you haven't got a glass mat, go big. Just buy a big one because it's just so much easier and you need it. This one's pure white. So when you paint with it, you see true colour. You can see if there's any mess on it, you can wipe it off. It has your increments on here. So this increment here is 0 to 12 inch. And across the base here, 0 to 17. You have your 1 centimetre increments. We have our side guide here, A4, A4 landscape, 8x8, 6x6, so on and so forth. Most important thing to me, honestly, it's sad, I know, but I like to just let everybody know that they are important. I put messages on everything. I put them on stamps, I put them in boxes. So you are kind, you are smart, you are important. And then the next wave of glass mats that come through are going to have something different on there. But these magnets are a godsend. So if you're watercolouring and your card starts to lift on the corners because you're trying to paint, it holds your artwork in place. You can hold it in place precisely on the gridded area if you want to. If you're stenciling, you have dexterity issues. It doesn't matter how much stenciling you do, you still need to hold it. If you have the magnets, if you have a tool, you still have to hold. but the magnets are going to help you when you are holding, when you are doing your blending and things like that, because I suffer with really, really bad cramps. But if you're working on a larger picture, maybe you're working on your dots, diamonds, and you need to hold one area down because you have to pull that plastic area back to do the dot diamonds, you cover it back over. But the other side keeps lifting. I was told you're all using your magnets to hold the dot diamond area down while you pull back the peel, do your dot diamond, and then get back onto your projects and things like that. So it's not just that sort of station where it's going to be good for card making, it's good for all sorts. It's self-healing, you can use your blades and things like that on it, your scissors and your runners and things like that, and it's going to come to know. It is tempered as well. I mean, as long as you don't throw it down the stairs, it should last you a lifetime.
Yeah, please don't throw it down the stairs, everyone. No, seriously, everything Toni says, I completely concur with. Two of my favourites. You know I've always loved a glass mat. The magnetic glass mat is a bit of a game changer, so useful. And the Eureka goes without saying, one of the best stamping platforms on the market. And well, I've seen pretty much all of them. And I can remember when the only stamping platform you could get was just two pieces of Perspex with a hinge on them. So they've really come on, and the Eureka just gives you so much more. Anyway, but I think that's a great Christmas present. You're even getting a stamp in there as well. 933891 is its item number. Or you've got 3 Christmas presents there. You've got 2 main ones and a Secret Santa if you want. But just don't miss out on them. That's all at this price. Like Toni said, the glass mat on its own is £60. So you've got really good value for money here if you don't own these already. Right, we're halfway through the show. Obviously very busy. So what we're going to do now is have a lovely demo with Toni. Remember, you can't get the original item that we started the show with now. It's sold out, but we do have the embossing folders. And she did mention she was going to do a demo with the Perfect Day, Wonderful Day, that was it. So I think we're going to do that now. Anyway, let's go back and find out, shall we? Over to you, Toni.
Thank you, sweetheart. So I'm going to do Wonderful Day, and I'm going to do like a slimline type of card this time. Let's change it up a little bit, but I'm just going to show you how easy this is going to make you look like an artist. I also have these two as well. So if I've got time, I'm hoping I've got time, I'm going to hopefully touch on these as well, because this is so pretty. And it looks like you have painted. I know I keep saying it looks like you painted, it looks like you painted, it looks like you painted, but it is a lamination show. It's our lamination stamp show, and everything you create with these stamps are going to make you look like an artist. One and done. Honestly, I cannot stress to you how easy this system is. So I've got the stamp here, and I'm going to use the solid portion. I'll just pop this on here so you can see this part here. So this part is these beautiful purple flowers on here. Now this has been done purple on purple, but I'm just going to go colour onto white. So here we go. And again, I'm using my Eureka. I use it all the time. And because of Martin's comments, I did treat myself to a new one, you know, when it's at TV though. But I did treat myself to a new one. He sort of embarrassed me. He said, come on, get that sorted. I did. I got a new one, but I haven't got a new one here yet, Martin. So let's use some colour. Again, coloured ink, anything that's water-based. So we have, let's do some pretty summery colours here, even though we're in the thick of winter. So again, spotting yellow all over, bit of yellow all over, and then a bit of orange. And the great thing about these as well is no two cards are ever going to be the same, because you're never going to be precise with your colour, you're never going to be precise with your spraying. So just have fun with them. So pink, bit of pink on them all as well, bit of orange, bit of yellow, whatever you want to do. And then let's get some spray. So spray bottle again, just with some water in there. And then I'll spray it 4 times this time, just to show you. Have I missed a bit there? Looks like I've missed a bit. Just 1 second. Oh, we nearly got away with that, didn't we? So 4 sprays on this one, so you can see how different it looks. So press it down, and what happens is all of the ink blends together beautifully, giving me the look of picking up a brush. And you get the white spaces in there as well, which is going to give you instant light and shade. So there we go. There are our flowers. Already incredible. So let's just move this one out of the way for now, and let's get our leaves. Now on the packet, we've done the leaves in black, just to be a little bit different, because we don't want to do all of our packaging the same. But I am going to go green on this one to show you realism. So let me just peel this off here, and we'll go a nice green on here. So I'm just going to take the stamp. Now, if you're thinking, oh, this looks complicated, it so is not. Just grab your packaging, pull it to the side if you want to. You can scan the QR code if you want to. And I just line it up at the base here Oh, that looks about right. That spot's in there. There is no right or wrong way there, really isn't, okay? So let's just push that up a bit, pop that in there. And again, because it's so forgiving in design, if I maybe go off to the right a little bit and I don't quite get it right, it isn't the end of the world. So let's do green. Let me just clean my door because it's wet. So we'll use a nice green. I might put a little bit of teal on. Oh, shall we do green or teal? Stop getting fancy, Tony. Right, pick up the leaves and then ink up the green. Just lightly tap. I might just add a bit of teal just so we've got a bit of shading in there. Shall we just add a bit of teal to some of the leaves? And then that's just going to give us a little bit of texture as well. You don't have to do this. I would just say experiment. Get them out. Get your colours out. Get your Eureka out. Do a ton of spraying, ton of cards. Just have fun. So let's spray this one. 3. Let's go 4. Same with this one. And then when you pop it down, push, push, push. Give the card the chance to drink the ink. This is just everyday cardstock, so depends on what cardstock you're using, but there we go. Instant piece of artwork. Now I'm just going to dry that off very quickly, and then we'll use one of the incredible sentiments in the set. Now, I love a good sentiment, as you all know. So let's just have a look at the sentiments in here. And I like to stamp my sentiments through my artwork. So I'm going to go with, let's do have a wonderful day. Everybody have a wonderful day today. Hope so. So let's just pop this through here. Oh, let's go down here. So I like to do my artwork so it's connected to the design in some way or another. You could do it up here if you wanted to. Let's do it up here. Oh, let's move it down here. Decisions, hey? I like my artwork, my sentiments through my artwork, but it is total preference. If you want to mat and layer it, change it off so it's not connected, each to their own, as we would say. That's why it's wonderful to be in card making, isn't it? Because we all like different things. It wouldn't do for us all to be the same. But I will tell you that the different types of cards that come out of lamination from people's mindset or how they see them, absolutely wonderful. Can't tell you. I've seen them in frames. I've seen them at craft fairs too. Wonderful. So I'll just stamp that one. Let's just press on a little bit harder so you can see the black. And that, quite simply, is a painted bookmark, a handmade card. I'll show it to here. Is that better? And all you need to do now is maybe add some sparkle. Nice slimline card. You saw how quick I did that, start to finish. If you did it on watercolour card as well, it would look even more like I've picked up a brush and just played around with colour and put some freehand painted leaves in there. Do you agree, Martin?
I do agree. I also think you should start a Facebook group called the Lamination Nation. Quite like that one. And perhaps an idea for a new product, the Lamination Station. I think so.
Ooh.
I should look out for that one. Eh?
Do I have to pay you though, Martin?
No, you're all right. You can have those for free. You're fine.
I'll get
right.
you a Kit Kat.
You will. Very quickly, we have got loads more to show you. I've got some pictures to show you. The one that Toni was just demonstrating is now limited stock. The Wonderful Day, 15.29. What a so busy. Seriously. Right. Next up. A few other items that we've got on the web that are at great prices. Always worth looking if you're a Club Freedom member, because you might find items on there that you want to add to your basket but not pay any postage on. This one's called Beautiful Inside and Out. Look at the scissors on that. That's awesome, isn't it? You can get that one, but it's limited, I'm afraid. Another one that is limited. Goodness me. We still have those embossing folders, remember, that was part of the collection that sold out at the beginning. There was more embossing folders than there is stamps. So you can still get the HD A6 Trio, Colourful Daisy, Paintly Florals, and Wild and Beautiful. There you go. So I've got some, the set's changed slightly because we had to move out the ones that had sold out. So I've got a few things to show you on here. The first one is going to be Magical Place. So this is a collection of 3 3D folders. These are, again, quite extraordinary. What I want, this is a snowflake foam. a snowflake frame. We've also got, hang on a minute, just called Magical Place A6 and Magical Dream A6. I think what I'd like to do before we look at anything else is just get a word from Toni on these, because I'm being a bit thick here, I'm sorry, but HD and 3D, what is the difference, Toni, just so people know?
So regularly you will hear 3D often from lots and lots of companies. HD is high definition. So it's new technology that gives you layers and texture on the front and the back. So traditionally it would push all of the layers to the front and you would have 4 or 5 layers. Whereas with HD, you get up to 7 layers, but all the definition isn't on the front. So what does that mean for you as a lovely crafter at home? That means that the definition is on the front, on the emboss, and on the deboss too. It doesn't matter which way you want to use it, the design is still complete. So HD up to 7 layers, normally 3D 5 layers max for a 3D, and 3D is awesome. We can't always bring you high definition designs. They don't always work for every design that we choose. So 3D and HD 7 layers, 3D 5 layers.
Awesome, thank you, Toni. I'm looking forward to Ultra HD then in the future, possibly. I don't know. But there we go. So, yeah, that's the difference if you're thinking. So 3D, nothing wrong with it. I mean, this is amazing technology, but these are a 3D version, and you've got basically 3 frames on there, the magical frame, the magical dream, and the snowflake frame. Toni's going to demo those, I believe, so you will see them in more detail in just a minute. We've also got some other stamps for you as well, and these have just been wheeled in, so you'll have to excuse me if I haven't seen them. But here they are, colourful. These are called. Okay, so geoflorals basically. So these are the colourful A5 stamp and coordinating die set. I'm just going to go to the monitor and have a closer look. So their actual name is geofloral, but they are an outline die. And obviously you can colour them in any way that you want. I rather like those. They're very different. We might see those before the end of the show if we're lucky. Here's the frame that I was talking about a little while ago. We've got it on the set now, but there's only a handful of these available, I'm afraid. Looks like a very ornate, stately home mirror, that, doesn't it? Bit of mirror board behind that, and you'd have like a doll's house mirror. Mind you, it's a bit bigger than that, because there you can see the size of it. It's quite large. So there's 4 dies in there, and it's called the Ornate Frame, 801795. The next one is a paper piece die set. Let's take a look at that one. Oh, this one's quite interesting because, yes, you can see where the paper piecing will come into it. It's called the Synergy, and that one, again, is quite a large die, as you can see. So $7.99 for that one. Good price, saving a tenner. Then you've got club discount as well. So $7.19, very good. 465477. That one's item number. Right, I mentioned the magical frames. Let's take you back to the magical guest, shall we?
Thank you, sweetheart. So, I wish I was magical. I would have had an extra hour in bed this morning. So let's have a quick chat about these. So these are your 3D embossing folders. These are wonderful because they put a frame around your artwork. So say, for instance, if you have the wonderful gown that we've done, the gown would fit seamlessly within the frames. And it doesn't have to be a Stamps by Me product. So you get 2 frames that are very mystical, fairy-esque, put foliage in and around your designs. And then we get this wonderful sort of grunge one, and it's got a cute snowflake on the corner here, but you could totally cover the snowflake and just have the grunge element if you're wanting to make different types of cards. So in this particular kit, this is a 5x7 3D embossing folder. You get 2 A6 embossing folders with the frames. I haven't stopped using these since we launched them. You can see the foliage in the corners. So if you're into your fairy stamps and your silhouettes, you're going to love these. But as a bonus, you also get one of our all surfaces paper pads as well, which is the Elegant Gold. Now, this gives you the look of the swirls and the sparkle and the box technique without any of the sparkle. It's totally uncoated. You can stamp on it. You can heat emboss, sand it back. We've used this a ton of times. It's so beautifully elegant. It's incredible. And you have your textures in there as well. And the paper that is in there is the paper that I used for those, to show you those embossing folder designs from the previous collection. Now, there is a few of these left, and these are the ones that are in the kit on that particular paper. So you have your daisy, your magnolia. I mean, look how beautiful. They look like they're etched onto this coloured cardstock. So these are the three that are hanging on by a thread on their own, what Martin's just touched on this paper that is with these embossing folders. So I'm going to do a quick demo on this one, and I'm going to also build in with that embossing folder this collection. It's the same price as the others on the counter. You just get two, okay? So £15 each. That is just a steal. I don't know who put these proposals together. Honestly, I can't have had a Kit Kat this day because I'm looking at price thinking, did I do that? But basically, you get What You Believe and Craft Queen, and again, 2-part stamps that give you the watercolour feel. So I'm going to go with this one because it is truly beautiful, and it's got a lovely sentiment in here as well. You can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending. Absolutely incredible. So we're going to use this one and a 3D embossing folder from that paper collection. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go with one of the frames. So here we are. I've got some cardstock here. So I think what we'll do is we'll try and use the one with the biggest area. No. Yeah. Because I need to get that stamp in there. So I'm going to use this one. I'm just going to go white. So I'm just going to pop some white card into here. Now I'm just going to clean this because I can see an imprint of a gown there. You can tell I've been playing, can't you? So the gown must have gone in this wonderful embossing folder. So get our white cardstock. We'll pop it into our embossing folder. Let's just move this cardstock here. Pop that on there. And then let's just bring in our tool. Super, super easy. Even though we have high definition embossing folders and 3D embossing folders, the depth of the embossing folder doesn't change. So they go through all of your traditional machines, okay? You don't have to buy a new machine to use high definition. Like I said, the layers are on the front and the back. They're not thicker. So let's just run this one through. And then we're going to end up with a lovely frame. So the set that I'm using now is the Magical Place with those 3 embossing folders and the paper. And what this is going to do, hopefully if I lift it up, is going to put a frame around anything I want to capture in there. I could put a family photo, could stamp an animal, could put some 3D flowers in and around, a big sentiment in the centre, but you can see the dimension. They're absolutely wonderful. These are workhorses. These work with any of your stash. So let's just set that aside and let's stamp our wonderful lamination inside. So I'm going to use this one and we're going to get the solid portion. So let's grab our Eureka. And again, I'm going to have a painted flower like that in the middle of this 3D frame, and I could put it in a frame and sell it. Absolutely, I could. Nobody'd have to know a stamp was used. Do them in a wave of different colours, have them all in frames or all on cards, and I'll be like, I'll have the pink one, I'll have the purple, I'll have the teal. Absolutely wonderful. So let's pop this in our Eureka. So I'm going to stamp it into this nice frame. The card does need trimming down, but you get the idea. Just love these embossing folders. I haven't stopped using them. As you can see, they're so dirty. We only launched them about a month ago. So dirty. I'm such a mucky pup. So here we have that flower. So I'm just going to pop it off to the side here. Now, what flower do we want to do? What colour? That's the hardest part, isn't it? Just deciding. Right, so let's do... Shall we try and replicate the packet and show you how easy it is? So in the packet, we've got a bit of blue, bit of purple, bit of green. So let's do it. So I'll just bring my packet in so I know where the flowers are. So a bit of blue. One there, one down here. Looks like there's a bud up there. And let's get some purple. And then I can see... So you have options with this particular set. We have the green is also in there. Now you can do them separate. I'm not fussy about whether the green bleeds into the purple simply because that is what watercolouring is like. So I'd like to just go with it and figure out the rest in between. I'm not too precious about it. It's when you add that second layer, it just comes to life. So have the confidence to just go with it. It's only a piece of card. If you ruin a piece of card, we can put it in bin, we can get another. So spray. I've gone 4 on this one. So let's push this down into this cardstock and then push, push, push. Give the card the chance to drink that ink. I've already got a beautiful flower within a frame. How incredible is that? So let's just push, push, push. I mean, I didn't paint that. We can say I did, though, if you want. It's only a little white lie. Can we get away with little white lies these days? I'm not sure. Right, so let's just get rid of that one on there. And then let's just clean our door. And then as soon as you add that detail on there, absolute wow factor. So let's just dry this off very quickly. So always make sure your first layer is dry, okay? Because your second layer won't stamp if your first one's not dry. I think we're good there. So you can stamp in a purple, a blue, a green. Just going to go black because I feel like black shows really well on TV. So let's just go black. If you wanted to do grey, I have actually got a grey ink pad here. Shall we try grey? If you do a grey ink pad, it looks like a pencil sketch as well. So let's try that. So I'm just going to pop this on here. Now again, if you don't quite line it up, they don't line up precisely. Remember that, guys, they really don't. So I'm just going to go ish. Ta-da. There we go. Let's just pull this magnet down here. Let's pick up that stamp. And we'll try grey. And if grey doesn't show, I'll swap it out to black. And because I'm using my Eureka, if it doesn't show, I can stamp and stamp and stamp 100, 1,000 times, whatever I want to do. Just make it a bit darker, see if it shows. And of course, once you've done it, if you want to enhance it with some sparkle, add a little paint of colour yourself with, you can see the detail coming through there. I'm just going to do it in black as well, guys, just to make sure you can absolutely see it. Because I want you to see the detail. It's the wow factor with the detail for me that really sets these stamps aside. So now, I didn't put a bit of yellow in, look, I've got a bit of yellow in there. So let me just open my door here, get my ink pad. Because I'm working on my station, put some ink on my door. And I'm going to add that little bit of yellow because I want my card to look like that packet design on there. I want to look fantastic. So just pop a bit of yellow, grab a brush, bit of water. I'll just add a little bit of yellow in the centre here. And when I hold this up, ladies and gentlemen, what I'll do is I'll hold the packet up at the side to show you, because sometimes we look at packets and we think, I love it and I love what the demonstrator's done, but honestly, I don't think I could do that. Well, you've just seen me do this. I'll show you the packet as well. Let's just clean my door here. Now, you have in this one some quite large sentiments, but if you have managed to get the gowns, I'm just going to get a sentiment from one of the gowns, which is a little bit smaller. We'll just pop our sentiment on here. And we'll just pop in, what's this one? Birthday wishes. This is one cute card, let me tell you. So it's a cute A6 card as well. So let's just stamp our sentiment on here, and then I'll hold it up for you. Just grab a piece of black so you can see what it would look like on a card. There we go.
Right, Tony, just sorting out some embossing folders here. Fantastic demonstration. Thank you very much indeed. We are running out of time. We've still got 7 or so minutes left. Another busy show. Even though the main item that was a launch yesterday did sell out first thing this morning, we did manage to show it to you, but it's gone. So many of you bought it yesterday. You'll be looking forward to receiving that. I'm going to run through a few pictures for you. So let's kick off with what Tony was just showing us. From the Lamination Nation, it is the A5 stamps, Craft Queen and What You Believe. And also... I mean, great club price, $26.99, but there's more. Let's quickly show you some more. The Magical Place, you saw those embossing folders, the 3D embossing folders with those 3 frames. They're lovely as well. Plus, don't forget there's a paper pad included. I didn't tell you that. I forgot to tell you that. I think Tony mentioned it, though, so I apologise. 412-466, the item number. We've sold out of that ornate frame now, I'm afraid. If you got yours, well done, but no chance now. It has gone, I'm afraid. There it was, 801795. Let's go back to what's remaining in the new and exclusive, which are those 3 embossing folders, the Painterly Florals, the Wild and Beautiful, and the colourful Daisy. Those 3 are still available, but they are extremely limited stock. Now, we've only got about 6 minutes, 5.5 minutes. I don't want to waste any of that time. Fortunately, Toni can fill that in with something really interesting.
Thank you, Martin. So I'm going to use Craft Queen, ladies and gentlemen. So this is the one that's in the same bundle as the one I just used. If you've trekked yourself to this one, I'm going to show you how incredibly easy it is to do this one too. So can you believe it though, Martin? The items that we're actually selling today are restocks for about the 15th millionth time, because some of these are like 5 years old, and I say, right, we're moving on. I'm not reordering. And then everybody clicks the notify me button. I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to order it again and again and again. Oh, it's amazing. So, and it's just like, I feel like that with the Eureka. I feel like who hasn't got a Eureka now, but they keep selling. So let's just use this one. So the solid, as we did with the other one, super easy. So let's do a nice pink and orange flower on this one. So orange on the flower heads. Just like so. Let's get some pink as well. I like to mix my colours, but honestly, if you just want to do an orange one, you can do an orange one. So a bit of pink on there. And if you need the packet as a guide, you can look at the packet. The packet does help you. It shows you down by the base here, each independent element and how to get the results. But there is that QR code on the back there. So that's the pink part. Now I'm going to go teal for this one rather than green. So teal on the leaves. If you have your cubes, maybe you can't, you've not got great hands to hold things. Your little mini 1-inch cubes work for this as well. So again, spray. Shall we go for? What's the worst? And then push it all together. Now I can see I've missed a little bit there, but you know what? It's still going to look wonderful. So push, push, push. I mean, I'm going to stay quiet because I feel like I'm repeating myself. Let's just dry this one off. Now, you could absolutely just stamp a sentiment through there. Have postcards, bookmarks, fridge magnets, brag books, tags, toppers, whatever you wanted to. Absolutely incredible. That looked like the painted. So let's just move that one off there. Let's dry my door. And then put the outline on. Super easy. And again, not perfect. Just go with it. Does it look all right? Yeah. Looks all right to me. Oh, I've got a mucky paw mark there. What's happened there? Whose fault will blame Martin?
Oh, right, Toni.
Let's just
spoil the whole show now.
Well, you can't. I know. You can't beat me up, though, today, because you can't get your hands on me. I'm too far away. No, he never beats me up, by the way. I was just saying that for fun. You'll be getting some emails now, Martin. Right, let's stamp this out. Now, this one looks epic in gold. Looks absolutely incredible. Wow factor in gold. I'm doing it in black. But let's just push, push, push. And then when you take off the design, we have an incredible... Let's just quickly, have I got time, just to show you all the... Yeah, you've got 2
minutes, Toni. 2 minutes. Well, call it a minute and a half.
Oh, that's fine. Oh, that's fine. I could make a mini album in 2 minutes. Right, let's have a look. Very quickly. So some of the cards. So these are some of the wonderful... I mean, look at this. Am I just biased? Is it just me? But do I feel like these have been truly, truly painted. So have not. Gowns, different gowns. That's one we just did. Then we have the gown with the 3D on there. Sparkle. And let me just very lastly show you these 3 embossing folders that we did on that cardstock, because once they're gone, they're totally gone. So these are hanging on by a thread. So we have the daisy, we have the magnolia, And then we have the beautiful bunch on there.
Awesome. Okay, right, we've got a minute and a half left, so I think probably to make sure it doesn't all go wrong at the end, we'll say goodbye to Toni now, and then it's all done because you know, all these things can go, technology can go wrong right at the end. Toni, it's absolutely fabulous to see you. I hear you're not feeling very well, so I hope you feel better very, very soon. Thanks for the great demos and the great products as always.
Thank you, Martin. See you soon.
Will do. Thanks, Toni. Take care. Take care. Right, so I've got a minute left to tell you that all of the things we've been showing you have been really, really busy. I will take you to the website because it is very, very busy. There's still lots to choose. So many of you going for the glass mat on its own, the magnetic glass mat on its own. I think there's a few last-minute Christmas present buyers there, don't you? Good idea. Still plenty of time. What is it, the 5th of December today? Yeah, it is. 5th. Good Lord, 20 days. My word. Right, OK, so I tell you what, if you love crafting and you're looking for Christmas presents, you've seen great stuff in this show, but you'll see some stuff in the next show from Anna Marie as well. Plus, if you join me at 10 with Steph Waitman, we'll show you that nobody else has got yet unless they bought it last night. So if you're looking for a present there, we've got it for you as well. But we've had a great hour. We did, 2 hours. We had Western Boxes earlier and just had a great hour with Toni away there in her own studio. Thank you so much for watching. I know you'll love everything you bought from Stamps by Me, but this is what's coming next.